Hey guys, thanks for checking in on another episode of What's Crackin'. Today we've got Datsunman Diecast on deck.
Hi. Hello. I'm in your closet right now. I'm in your closet. Don't look in your closet.
All right, guys, David at TWYCE Diecast. I am long overdue for this one. Mark was there with me in Vegas for the first What's Crackin' episode. In fact, he even did the jingle, which you'll hear here.
What's cracking?
Unofficial jingle, by the way. But today is his day. Mark, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited to open this up. I've had it for, I don't know, at least a couple of days, probably 2-3 days, and you said I couldn't open it, so the cats have been chewing on it.
I said you couldn't open it. That's right. We got to follow the rules. We are a couple of rule breakers normally, but today we're going to do it the way we always do it on What's Crackin'. I have packed a box of goodies for Mark. Things I think he's going to like. We're going to open them up one by one. We're going to ask a few questions along the way, and we're just going to have some fun with it. So without any further ado, let's get started. Mark, start unwrapping, and I will cut to the... Use whatever you got, whatever you need, sir. Okay, while Mark opens this with his teeth, I'm going to show you his channel, because there's a lot more on this diecast channel than you might think. Of course, there's unboxings and looking at cars. He's got peg hunts, but he's also got tutorials. I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of funny stuff. Mark is a super funny guy, and I think you will appreciate just his point of view and all the comments that he interjects in a lot of his videos. Give his channel a chance if you haven't checked it out in the past. I think he's about done opening the box, so I'm going to get back to the video now. Enjoy the rest of the unboxing, and let's see what Mark gets in his package.
Move along. Okay.
All right, what's that first thing?
Wow. Looks like
So this is
like a
this
t-shirt.
is
It looks like
no,
a dad
this
shirt.
this is a dad shirt, which is all the more appropriate actually. And that's your car, dude. Like
car?
I
Is that my car?
sent pictures. Yeah, I sent pictures to this company I saw, and they make clothing. Open it up. I'm dying to see what it looks like.
You're like,
So as you're opening it, if the people watching this don't know, what kind of car is that, and is this really a car you have?
Yeah, it's 1969 Datsun 510 two-door, and it is my car. It is this Pacific car right here, and it's all over Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma,
You were tearing up
California.
Route 66. Yeah, I thought that was too cool, man. I saw that ad.
Job with that. They did a pretty good job with that. What is this? Extra large? XL?
Yeah, you'll grow into it. A couple more barbecues, a couple more.
Yeah, maybe. Probably just wash it on hot to get it down to.
So
large.
how does somebody in the States come across a 510? They're not too common, are they?
No, you got to bring your checkbook. Okay.
Yep.
They're not cheap anymore. You used to be able to find these things for. I think my first 510 was a 510 wagon. It was a 72, and I left a note. It was in Bellingham, Washington, and it was flat black, ratty looking wagon, but I wanted it, and because I had Z's before that, like I think 3 or 4 280Z's. One was a Fairlady, right-hand drive. Piece of trash. Totally punched in door. Anyways, I left a note on it because it never moved. It was there for like couple of years, so I left a note, said, hey, would you sell this? And my phone number, and he called me, and I think I got it for like $700 or $800. And it barely ran, but a little 4-speed L L16 is what they came with. 120
Sure.
horsepower or something. I don't know, 90 horsepower. Not even 100, I don't think. So yeah, I would fart around town and I'd barely make it up hills and stuff. But that was my first 510. And now,
All right, well, cool.
if you want a wagon, the wagons have really taken off. Those are,
Right.
you're going to pay a few $1,000 for just a one that's ready for the junkyard. So.
All right, keep digging, brother.
Okay.
I want to keep talking.
Up here.
Let's see what this one is. I don't remember what we've packed. Okay, so
This size.
This is not a car.
Oh yeah.
But this is going to be for you to get geared up for the Japanese car show.
Yeah, is
I
this
saw
a
that.
Lean? Yeah, Lean Customs.
Yeah, that was a vendor on Mercari I just stumbled on.
I have one of these.
You have that pin?
Yeah, I think I have one of these. No, I don't have this exact pin. This one's actually looks just like my car, except for it's a
That's right.
4-door. But it's pretty cool. These are super cool. I'd love to. One of these days, maybe they'll make my car.
So talk about that car show, though.
I could probably arrange that.
Because me growing up in
the
Alabama,
Japanese,
I have no idea what that's all about. Is it a big deal?
It is a big deal. I've never been there, but I'm probably going to be going next year. I have an announcement to make, not today, but I'll probably be there next year with my 510. And like I said, I've got an announcement to make about that. But
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But yeah, no, it's a huge event. You're going to see cars that you've only dreamed of seeing when it comes to old Japanese classics. You'll probably see like 2000 GT, Toyota 2000 GT. You'll see Hakosukas. You'll probably see 30, probably 20 Hakosukas there. GTRs, the old school 72 Skylines. You'll see like old RX3s. You'll see RX7s, Supras. There's going to be all kinds of cars, but the really old classics, tons of 510s. So, yeah, I really been wanting to go for many years, but down in California, it's a little bit of a trek. But if when I go, I'm going to document it all. You guys can check it out on Datsunman Diecast, and I'll be representing the show too, of course, Diecast Breakdown. And I'll document it, but check it out. I mean, you can type it into YouTube, JCCS. There's some sweet cars there. You're gonna see people like Han from Fast and the Furious. He has a 240Z. He'll be there, I'm sure. And then you might see me. You might see me there next year.
We'll put
this
a
year
graphic.
I think it's coming up, but
we'll put a graphic over my face that'll give you some info on the car show. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, it's the same weekend as the Hot Wheels show in LA. And that might have been by design, I don't know, but it's a really pretty cool double header that weekend.
Check it out, guys and gals.
So, look, before we get going too far, Mark, if by chance, and I know it's pretty rare, but if by chance nobody knows your channel, tell them exactly where to go to find your channel on YouTube and wherever else you are.
Oh yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm behind you right now. Don't look behind you.
Omnipresent.
I'm everywhere. You can find me. Yeah, I'm pretty much just. I'm in your closet right now. I'm in your closet. Don't look in your closet. Yeah, you can find me on Datsunman Diecast on YouTube. You can find me at Auto Peak Detailing on YouTube. That's my detailing business. I'm trying to grow that channel. I think I've just broke 500 subscribers, so woohoo!
Sweet.
Halfway
Congratulations.
there.
Yeah.
And then, thank you. You can find me on Instagram, Datsunman Diecast. You can find me at Hot Wheels for Hope on Instagram. That's the charity that my wife and I run, and David helps with that too. And we've got a lot of help from people. Mustang Hunter Jason is helping with that this year as well. And then Twitter, you can find me on TikTok, Datsunman Diecast. You can find me on Diecast Breakdown with this goon over here, with David.
That's right.
Yeah, you can find me on just about any platform. I don't have a Facebook for Datsunman Diecast, but I have a Discord as well for Datsunman Diecast. And yeah, that's
All
the
right.
gist of
Cool,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep on digging. What's next? Because there's another Datsun in there, not quite as flashy. Not that one, but go ahead. Open that up.
Okay. Okay.
I don't even remember what that is.
Me neither.
Custom?
I don't remember.
Oh, there you
no,
go.
Chinese Passat.
It has
Chinese
to stay.
Passat.
It has to stay in the collection. This is
Man.
the viewers
Passat.
will need to know a little bit of the story. I have gotten way too much stick for this. I found this car on one of my online marketplaces, and I was so excited to tell Mark about it. And he didn't appreciate it as much as I did. Look at that. Would you just look at it?
Look at it, sir. Look at it and then unlook at it, if you will.
Okay, and for the record, you know that it is pretty awesome.
You know I like to smell my diecast. It's not good. It's not good.
All right, if I can find the footage of me getting trashed for that Chinese Passat, I'm going to overlay it as we're looking at this right now.
Yeah.
All right, that was one. That was one you were always destined to get. Crack open the last thing in there, I think.
That's unfortunate. Let's see here. I know Derek's going to be watching this Honest Diecast. He's going to be dying. He just fell out of his chair. Yep. Pocket car.
All right, so that was like my favorite brand. Look, that was my favorite brand when I was a kid because they made all the clean cars that I like.
Ooh,
but check that out.
This smells old.
I bet you do not. I bet you don't have that Datsun.
Oh yeah, like Datsun's first car. Yeah, like back when Datsun wasn't even Datsun.
Have you ever seen that?
T's. I've seen these old Datsuns, like pictures of them and stuff. Like they were like Model Ts.
Yeah,
musty.
That tripped me out. Is there anything left in your box, sir?
Yeah. There's I think there's one more big package.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Right.
You got one more box to go.
Okay.
Crack it open.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Oh, what's in the box?
Shout out to Pete, Old Man Diecast.
What's in the box? TWYCE Diecast. TWYCE
Boom.
Diecast. Let me go ahead and open it and repackage it and send it away as a giveaway.
Official jingle, folks. Dropping right now.
Ooh, wow. This is a custom, basically.
That is a custom. Those are some custom decals from Chuck.
Yes. As custom as they get.
It is custom.
That's nice.
I like
Everything
it. I
about
like
it's
that.
custom.
Look, that's my favorite casting, which leads me to the question:
It's clean.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite casting? Any brand, it doesn't matter. Diecast car.
Gosh,
Stumped.
I don't
Look,
know. It's
Mark,
definitely a Datsun 510.
Mark is
But
speechless.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I think it's
What?
like a recently acquired car. Because I love. And can you give me 1 second here to just kind of take this in
all the
before I
time
get
you
into that?
need. This is your moment.
Thank you for your support, David. Thank you for your support, David.
This is why he's here, folks.
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think I'll keep it.
All right, good.
Thank you for being a great friend and example to the diecast community.
Look,
Sure
that's
this was
for real.
supposed to be to me?
Yep, that is for real, Mark. You've impacted every life that in the diecast community that you've touched, and I want you to hear that. on behalf of the rest of the community. If nobody else tells that to you in the coming weeks, you heard it at least once here. So,
well, I appreciate that, David. That's very nice to hear. It's
you get it, brother.
Heartwarming.
You got it. You got it.
Heartwarming. I like it. I love it. I love you.
So, what's?
Right. Let me grab this car here real quick.
Go get it.
So this is one of my newly acquired cars here, and it's the presentation in this, like, you know, Tarmac Works really stepping up their game. And the presentation, this is signed by John Morton, the driver, legendary driver, BRE, and just this little license plate that it comes with. That's like
so cool.
It's a little license plate. And then this is the Trans Am 2.5 Championship 1972 BRE car.
Look at that.
And it's just, the detail on this thing is nuts. Lensed everything. Lens taillights. Actually, it doesn't have lens headlights. But it's the detail on this thing is nuts. And I love it. It's my new favorite car.
So that's the one that those are all the crazy Hot Wheels that came out not too long ago that everybody goes crazy over. That's the car.
Yeah, this is a car. Everybody goes crazy over all the BRE Hot Wheels stuff, and some of the fetch some crazy prices. This one's there was 100 of these signed models made. This is paired up with BRE Tarmac Works, and this is 95 of 100 cars. So you know, the price wise, I got it from the BRE website, from Peter Brock himself, because he runs the website, and it was $100-ish, I think, for this, you know, and you know, people are paying $100 for super treasure hunts that are $1 in the store. So $100 for something that's signed by the legend that drove this car, and the crazy presentation is, it's well worth it. You know, a lot of other stuff not worth $100, $200. I mean, for chases and super treasure hunts and all that kind of stuff. So I would encourage people, if you're going to spend some higher dollars, buy something like this. That's really gonna, and you know, it's really gonna be worth something to you in the future. Like, hey, because these guys aren't gonna be around.
It's unique
for forever, because it's very unique, and that's my favorite car in my collection at the time. For the time being, I had a lot of other ones that were Hot Wheels. That I'm walking away from Hot Wheels a little bit. Starting to branch out into some really finer premium cars, because it's just it's where my collection's going.
It happens. It happens to a lot of collectors. A collection evolves and our tastes change, and sometimes our resources allow us to get better stuff, and sometimes you and I have talked about this. Sometimes we don't want to dedicate a whole room or a garage to boxes of cars that sit there and never get looked at. What's the point in that?
Sometimes you just got to take a look at them. First thing you got to do is look at them. And at the end of the day, it is what it is when it comes down to brass tacks. And that's I mean, life's a highway.
Well, that's what I had for you. I hope you liked it. I thought the shirt was.
Absolutely.
I couldn't pass that up.
The Passat, I could probably do without. I mean, I probably won't sleep tonight. I'll probably keep it in. I don't know where I'm going to keep it. I've got a Penske truck on my property that's just kind of like for it. I'll probably deadbolt it in there. It's kind of like a zoom in. You gotta watch. You gotta watch them, because that thing. It's Chinese Passat. It could take over my entire property. And, next thing I know, it's all my cars are Chinese Passats, and it's just like a bad nightmare.
They tend to copy and paste stuff over there.
That's true.
Well,
they're good at it.
That's all the questions I had for you, man. What is there anything you want people watching this episode to know about you, or anything you want to share with anybody who watches it as we kind of work our way toward the finish line?
Basically, a couple things. One thing first and foremost is giving. And with our DDOG or Diecast Day of Giving, it's a lot of us have large collections. I have a large collection. We like our toys, we like our things, we like our collection. But once a year, and that's all I'm asking for, like once a year for everybody, including myself, because it's not like I'm exempt from giving, just because I'm running the event or created it or whatever. It's I dip into my supply of cars too, stuff that I really like too. Sometimes it's like, is somebody else going to enjoy this more than I am, And that's the same goes for giving to other collectors and other people. Is there somebody out there that can appreciate this car more than me? And if there is, then it's a really nice thing to give, and just take some selflessness, once a year, to send out some cars, pick up a handful of cars. I mean, and I always say this, like, once per year, if you give one car away, if 1 million people give one car, that's 1 million cars. So don't feel like if you only have a couple cars to give. And for all the people that can't give, if you can share on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, if you can share information with your friend down the street that has a diecast collection, if you can't give, share. And we appreciate that just as much, if not more, because I could hit, I've seen what that does. I mean, all of a sudden you get somebody that has 100 cars that gives because you told them what was going on. So,
right.
So that's one thing, that I'll say that I love about this community, is the positiveness of giving to the less fortunate,
I'm glad you mentioned Hot Wheels for Hope. I do want to talk about that as we continue digging. We on Diecast Breakdown, a recent episode, we kind of laid it out there that this year's Diecast Day of Giving is going to be Saturday, October the 14th. So, Mark, kind of talk real briefly, or as much as you want, actually, how it went down last year, and maybe the reason for the whole event, and how Hot Wheels for Hope is part of this event.
Yeah, so I think originally it started out with people sending cars to my house to basically rally up a bunch of Hot Wheels die-cast cars too, mostly Hot Wheels and Matchbox. But I think we had about 4,300 to 4,700 cars shipped to my house, and then we got those to... That's a lot of cars. It was memorable because I think we made jokes about me sleeping out on the deck because there's no room to sleep in the house. And that was literally almost true. I mean, my whole hallway was full of boxes of Hot Wheels and cases of 72 cars. And there was people who sent 150 cars, 300 cars. And but the thing was, like, we raised so many cars. I got them to Seattle Children's Hospital, Ronald McDonald Foundation, and then a lot of different food banks and stuff like that, and then just the local charities. But the one thing about that first year was, like, I was looking at the postage stamps and the prices on the stamps, and it was just kind of crazy on how much money people were spending sending me these cars to my house for me to divvy out to different places. So, I mean, there was boxes that had $90 shipping on them, because they were so big. And so the next year that we did it, and you were a big part of that, David, so I thank you for that, for spreading the word and being...
My pleasure, man.
Like, gung-ho about it, because I appreciate the people that get really excited about it's a project, basically. Every year we're trying to raise as many cars as possible and get people excited about it. So I wanted to do something to where we have... And I want to say that it was mainly your idea to have everybody send them to like a local thing. So I'll attribute that idea to you for sure, because I think that really helped me.
Probably not me, but I'll take it. Sounds like a great idea from somebody.
Yeah, we'll give it to you. We'll give you something because you need it.
All right, I'm taking it. I'll take it.
Yeah, take it. I'm putting out an olive branch. Just take it. So, all the great ideas come from David. If you guys have watched his show before, he's soft-spoken, but he's a savage. And we love him. And by we, I mean me.
Stone cold.
Nobody else. Stone cold savage. Anyways, so we had everybody take them to their local charities, children's hospitals, food banks, Salvation Army, David's Samaritan's Purse. That was a good recommendation on his part.
Yep.
They're a great charity. And all these, so we were having people, email me how many cars they donated, where they donated to, so we could tally them up. So I was doing a tally, basically just on a calculator. Whenever somebody would send me, I'd put the tally, and then we'd put it up on the website. So in the couple months that we did it, I think it was about a couple months that we rolled it into like a deadline. We raised just over 10,000 Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. So over 10,000 cars were donated to charities all over. A lot of them were the U.S., but there was all over the world. There was still Canada, and there was Indonesia,
Switzerland, Indonesia, yeah,
Switzerland, all over the world. So that's that's a huge number, but I want it to be a small number every year. I want the last number to get crushed every year because we want people to get excited about getting cars to kids, kids with illnesses, disabilities, hardships, So I think the biggest thing is when I got some cars to a local charity that it's called, it's a Lutheran church that does it. It calls Annie's Kitchen, and they feed the homeless, and they give food out from basically Starbucks, and some of these other businesses will give them food that's gonna expire next day, and they get it out to people. And there's a lot of food that doesn't expire, and all kinds of stuff. But when I offered to give them some cars, because I know kids roll through there, every day, and I gave him some cars from people that had donated them. And myself, I'm always whittling down my collection. But he was so excited, and he's like, give me another box of those cars. And every time he came in to our business, he would be like, I need some more of those cars. Because it was amazing that the kids just loved them, and they weren't excited about being there. It's embarrassing kind of to go to a place like that. It's not fun to go to the food bank. There's nothing fun about that. So if kids can go there with their family, they're having tough times. Most of us have been there and had some tough times, especially during COVID, myself included. There's no reason to be shy about, taking on some help from people that want to give it to you. And for these kids, it's like, hey, pick out a car. I gave them one of these cases right behind me, right over here, and put a bunch of cars in there so the kids can walk up and grab them. So I donated one of those cases, but. Yeah, they were so excited about that, and those people are donating their time every day, and they're saints. So who better, to give these cars out? And I told them, don't tell them who they're from. It's not what it's. The biggest thing about this event every year is that's not what it's about. It's not about you or me or anybody but the kids. And I love to see people come together and do this. And the last thing I want to see is people bickering and fighting about cars or auctions or dollars or anything, because that's not what it's about. And if people want to come into my channel or event or anything and they want to create problems, they're gone so quick, because this is a selfless act for all of us, to not to pump ourselves up, but to pump the kids up. And and it's an amazing thing to be able to little $1, now almost $2 cars, to give these to sick children and less fortunate kids, can change their lives, because it's, people are thinking about them. You and I, so there's somebody across the world send me, or somebody from Florida sent me this car. They're thinking about me, so my main event, this every year, and I think you, David, and Jason, and a lot of other people. Paco's doing his event right now for St. Jude, and Pete is pumping people up and getting people excited about it, because unfortunately they're not everybody's going to have the gumption to like do it themselves, right? So
right.
there needs to be people that get people excited and give
just
people
a gentle
purpose
nudge
and a direction to go into. Yeah,
yep.
a general
just
nudge. So that's what we're doing, and it's going to be big this year.
We're going to make it as easy as we can, folks. Keep on opening. I'm going to put a little bit more information about DDOG, and that's what we'll refer to it in the future. So here, D-Dog. Mark, this is your next. This is wow. This is put it on the shelf. That's when Auto Peak Detailing makes it big. That's what I want to see parked in the shop one day. Now, is that one that you kind of
working one of these?
you already got a lead on one?
I do. I actually do. I have a buddy that has one of these that I'm trying to work out a deal with. It requires me getting rid of my GTR, my R35, but this is probably one of the only cars I'd do it for, and of course I'd get something else too. It's not just this car, but he has this pretty much exact car, like to the color and everything. It's pretty much this.
That's
exact
awesome,
same
man.
car.
I'm glad that worked out.
Not,
so
it's
what?
A GTR clone. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about that?
No, so about this car that's like so cool.
Yeah.
This is basically one of the, if you're into Japanese cars, if you like new or old Japanese cars, but even if you like the new stuff, this is where it came from. This little car is where all Japanese sports cars came from. Is the like Nissan GTR. This is a 1972 or maybe it's a 71. But this is where it all came from. It's where it all started. The amount of even if you like American cars, you like a '67 Chevelle 396 4-speed, SS. This is the Japanese version of that. It's the amount of pride that they have in this car, the way that it handled, the way that it ripped on the track, straight six, Mikuni carburetors, basically ITBs, like independent throttle bodies, and the amount of love and design that went in this car is nuts. So these cars are becoming unobtainable.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get one before I can never touch one.
What would some dude who just said, I don't care, money is not an option, find me the best one out there, what would he have to drop to get one of those?
Oh, a GTR matching numbers would cost you probably no less than $200,000 to $250,000. A lot of people don't realize that, but you could spend. I mean, for a really clean one that's pristine, I'm sure you could spend $300,000, $400,000, possibly, in today's economy, in today's market.
Man, I think you could buy the old Saturn factory and start making cars again for that.
Yeah. So the ones that are just clones, like the one that I'm trying to get, there's not a huge difference between it's like a 2000 GTX is like the dumbed down version of this car, but the fender flares, the mirrors, the seats, the engine was tuned up, different spoiler, front lip, that kind of stuff. And that's all pretty easy to do to put on the car and make it look just like a GTR and basically be a GTR appearance-wise and performance-wise. But, yeah, those are going for anywhere from $95,000 to $120,000 just for the replica, just like
just for replica.
Clone.
That's crazy, man.
And this other thing is just whatever your channel is or whatever you're doing out there, just encourage people into whatever they're doing to succeed, to lift each other up, and that goes for not only the diecast community, but if you're into sports, if you're into motocross, whatever you're into, if you're into Pokemon cards, whatever you're into, just to lift people up and stop tearing people down, because especially in the last few years, the world is a crazy place. There's a lot of bad things happen. There's a lot of negativity, politics, whatever you want to talk about. And this time, it's the best time to lift other people up and stop tearing each other down and, saying, my collection's better than yours. Oh, you paid too much for that car. Oh, you're stupid. Just stop all that, and it just goes back to like what your mom probably told you as a kid. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, and it takes a bigger person just to like, zip the mouth when you want to say something nasty to somebody because they said something to mean about you. So, because we've seen that in the diecast community, we've seen divides and, some people that come in and try to tear some things up. And you see it everywhere. It's not just one community. It's worldwide and everything. So, I just encourage people to not take part in that. And, just be bigger and better than that. And we appreciate it, It's great. God is good all the time.
Folks, he practices what he preaches.
That's it.
That is, Mark is as real as they come. What you see is what you get. And that's why I consider him one of my best friends on this entire planet. Mark, it's really been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, David. I consider you one of my best friends.
Send these to you and pick them out. Man, I love you too, man. And so glad we got to hang out finally this past March in Vegas. And we're going to do it again.
Amazing.
At another
I can't wait till we get to see each other again.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will wrap it up here. We've got more What's Crackin' episodes to come in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you don't know Datsunman Diecast, I don't know how that's possible, but we'll have a link to his channel below. And we are going to be floating out a lot more information on the Diecast Day of Giving, which is October the 14th, 2023.
Let's do it.
You're not going to have to do much. You're not going to have to, it's not going to be some crazy exercise of frustration on your part. We're going to make it very easy. All we ask is that you help us keep track of all the donations. And Mark, tell them how to get more information and later how to report their donations to you. What emails should they use?
Well, that's a great question because I just had a
to be determined.
Yeah, no, my brain just shut down for a second here, but because I have to look at my email. It's hotwheelsforhope@gmail.com is my email.
Awesome.
So it's Hot
see
Wheels.
It right here.
Yeah, he's gonna put it up there. So Hot Wheels for Hope. If you have any questions, hit us up. And if you have donations that you made, if you donated 50 cars or 1 or 2 cars to a local charity, let me know and I'll log it. We're going to put everything on the website. We also have the hotwheelsforhope.org, and I'll be logging the numbers on there too. And so if you have any questions, hit me up, hit David up, and then another person to contact too that's been that just hit me up yesterday is Jason Mustang Hunter. He's excited. He's like, "What are we doing this year? Let's go!" So
awesome.
You can hit him up as well, and he's going to be doing a lot in his area. He had like a kind of a car show thing where he had people drop off last year, which is I love to see people getting excited about it and doing their own thing on the behalf of the greater picture in their own area without I'm not worried. Don't worry about putting your name on it, making it about you. It's about the kids. Like I said, always about the kids. And it's amazing to see people doing more, Paco and Pete and all them doing the St. Jude thing right now. I'll do as much as I possibly can to help out with anything. So if you're wanting to do your own thing throughout the year, absolutely hit me up. I'll help out. I'll try to help out as much as I can with everything. So I'll give you any kind of pointers, send some stuff your way, whatever you need to do.
All right, you heard it, folks. We're going to make it easy, and we're not doing any of this. We're just being facilitators of a movement that's going to impact a lot of kids during the holidays. So you definitely want to be a part of it. Mark, it's been a treat to hang out with you this evening. We'll call it a wrap on this one, and I will see you on the next Diecast Breakdown episode, sir. So thank you for coming on tonight, and have Have a good evening.
My pleasure. You too. Peace.